Hello everyone, how are we going? My name's Drask, and joining me today for commentary of the quarterfinals of the World Cup is no one. It's me. Yep, it's just going to be me today. Bit of a late hour for me, so I do apologise if me doing the a bit of solo running on my own while I'm just waking up might be a little bit, just a mild bit scuffed, but bear with me. So you may be looking at this and wondering why have I copy-pasted the scoreboard twice. I promise I'm not a Mongol. This format is a little bit different to what we've seen before. So as you can see, Great Britain Island versus France today. And when it comes to the tracks, this is actually a best of 3 format. So what we're going to be seeing is the first 8 picks on that top draft are going to be round 1. Then we're going to be seeing the next 8 picks, which would be track 9 and 10 on the first one, and then up to track 6 on the second draft. And that'll be round 2. If each team wins one of these, then we're going to be going into the tiebreaker, which is going to be 4 tracks, which is the final 4, 7 to 10 on the bottom. So it's a little bit different. We did do 20 tracks in the later stages last time of the World Cup. However, these were just one huge slog rather than being separated by like a best of 3. It's something that was talked about, but it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out by having this best of 3 scenario. So it does mean that if you get absolutely slogged in the first 5-6 races, you can still actually win as long as you pull it back, even if they got 6 top 4s. So it's going to be interesting that it's going to be about winning more overall races consistently, rather than getting a few really amazing races, but at the same time, getting amazing plays on a certain track, and getting like those huge points isn't going to be rewarded as heavily. So I didn't have time to go through the draft today, because especially since we have 20 tracks. However, we are going to be going into Prehistoric Playground here. This was a pick chosen by Great Britain Island today. So it's going to be interesting to see how both teams go on this track. I would not favour either team on this track today. However, considering Great Britain Island have picked this, I would say it is a track they are very confident in. And so hopefully we'll be able to see that they'll be able to pull something through and be able to show that they have chosen this for a reason. So we have 3 POVs at the moment. We've got Sparta and Revelo for Great Britain Island and Titane for France. I have not found a 4th POV yet, but if I do, I promise I will throw it up for you guys. So I do need to sync these up still, so I do apologise as these sync. Alright, starting off here, we do see an early mask here by Sparta. He does actually take out Geordie by accident there. He does get right up into 3rd place here, right by Neko, but it looks like Pizza gets taken out alongside Neko. So we actually see both the maskers, one from each team, Mini Waifu and Sparta, being our top 2 here. Sparta does get a canister, so we'll see what he's able to do to take them out. We do see Titane dodging Revelo's bomb there. As Sparta does get taken out, it seems, so we see Mini Waifu with the breakaway here. We see Titane going wide to get around Sparta and take him out with a bomb. Revi just up in 2nd here. He looks like he's a little bit behind 1st place. Not impossible to catch up at this stage, but at the same time on Prehistoric, this could be quite difficult to catch up, especially since Mini does have quite good lines. Revi's not juiced here, so it's going to be a lot harder to hit the bomb on Titane here, but he actually does manage to land it. So Titane doesn't lose a position yet with Geordie hot on his heels. However, this does mean top 2 have gotten quite a massive breakaway this early on. And really, unfortunately for Titane, they try for the jump for the cliffside, but they actually get an early jump and fall off. So they're going to be losing so many spots to that now, as we see Geordie coming up into 3rd place instead here. If we look ahead, we do see Revi is just running here, trying to catch up to Mini. Looks like the gap is staying roughly the same here. We do see Sparta in the back masking here. He does have a mask in storage. Getting these 2 means he probably can catch up to Firekeeper here to take them out. And it looks like Fire doesn't actually have any fire. Ironic there. So we do see Sparta just using his mask to get past safely as he does come right up onto Titane here. Is Titane going to get anything? He does get his own mask, however Titane doesn't have any fire. So Sparta's going to try and just get away, but he's not going to be able to do it, as we do see Titane gets a missile and takes him out here. Looks like a retaliation missile here coming onto Titane, but they do seem like they're going to be able to break away from this, and they do. Revelo and Geordie look like they're in 2-3 here. It looks like Mini has increased their lead exponentially here. They've actually gotten quite a breakaway, likely because Revy doesn't have a shield, going to be going a little bit wider here. No point really trying to catch up if there's a massive risk of losing your position. So it looks like Geordie and Revy are just surrendering first and taking the 2-3, which is still pretty decent points. Revy does get a shield now, so we'll see whether they can do anything, but there are only 2 laps left. We do see Sparta, yet again, masking in 6th here. However, it doesn't look like it's gotten him too much here, as we do see his teammate Pizza behind him in 7th place, and we see looks like Firekeeper in 8th. Not incredibly far behind, but they are going to be needing some good items to catch up to Pizza here. Titane is being caught up too fast by Sparta's masks here. We'll see if Sparta can get a missile or something to take Titane out. Gets desync beaconed, but luckily it looks like they had their mask on still. Gets the pass on Titane, but isn't getting anything to kill them. Finally gets a bomb, and looks like all he does is block the missile. Gets a second bomb to block the missile, but looks like he doesn't have anything to block this third one, so if Sparta does get taken out here, and Titane does get the pass. So Sparta now just being passed up by his teammates here. Pizza coming up with a mask. We do see that, unfortunately for Sparta, he does have a super engine, and Firekeeper is advancing fast. Firekeeper very likely to have a mask, or even just triple items here, so Sparta is sitting duck, especially since he rolled a canister here. Looks like Titane tried to go for the back bomb there on Pizza and did land it. That was actually horrible for Great Britain Island as they get taken out right over the waterfall pad. So we do see the top 5 now are quite spread out, with the bottom 3 really in a cluster here. Pizza going for a missile onto Firekeeper. Sparta does have a mask if Firekeeper does manage to dodge here. Looks like he does dodge the missile, but Firekeeper definitely goes wide there as a smart decision. However, the missile is still following him from what we could see. I don't actually know if that's going to hit them or not. Sparta does get the pass here, and we'll see whether anyone can change positions here. We do see that Sparta slowing down and does get a shield tackle onto Firekeeper there. That was a really nice job by Sparta here. So we see that he and Pizza are just going to be trying to run away here. Firekeeper can potentially ankle bite Pizza, who's going wide here. Potentially have lost fire if they're going wide, but the time is counting down, so they really need to be able to get past Firekeeper. So we do see that the top 5 have finished now. We'll be seeing Sparta secure 6th place here, as we do see Mini is glitched on his screen. And then we see Pizza Firekeeper rounding out that race. Alright, so that race was an interesting one. We had a lot of hectic plays, especially happening between Sparta and Titane here. That was probably the most interactions we saw there. Revy broke away a little early there, alongside Mini, and the two of them kind of just played the video game without items for a good while there. So yeah, not too power item heavy. I've seen plenty of prehistoric races where we'll see many more power items than what we saw here, so I'm curious to see if this holds true and consistent for the rest of it. Alright, so looks like we've got a 1 point difference so far. Looks like it's 20 points to 19, France's way here. And I'm very happy to see that my guesses for who was in the lineup was pretty close, so I do appreciate it. Looks like Revy has fixed that up for me. So here we go. These are the scores now, so we'll be going into track 2, which is Assembly Lane. Alright, so Assembly Lane's going to be an interesting one here. I am very curious to see how this one plays out. We do have some interesting strats here. I am curious to see if we're going to be seeing any zoomies this time. I do love my Assembly Lane zoomies, though I am terrible at them. We do see not too many uses of it in the World Cup. It is a lot riskier to go for here compared to some other tracks like Slide, where it is of course much freer. But alongside that, considering that the turbo pads are all clustered together at the end of the track. If we can see some really smart power item usage, or just taking people out at inopportune moments, especially falling off the shortcut at the end, we could potentially be seeing big changes in positions here on assembly lane. It can be difficult at times on assembly lane to get those position changes, because there are times where it does turn into a time trial, but we'll definitely be seeing how it goes here. Titane is hosting, and that is actually a pretty important detail here, because Titane is going to be able to go for the mud cut at the start here. Being host means that they're going to be a little further ahead on everyone's screen, so they could get away, but they don't go for it. In fact, no one does, and Titane actually gets beaked. I'm curious if going through the mud might have saved them. We do see Mini with the mask here does smartly take out some of the Great Britain Island players, and now we're seeing an early top 4 for France here. Looks like Sparta is hot on their heels, and so is Geordie. However, it doesn't look like they're getting any items to take out the top 4 here, so nothing is changing right now. Looking like the top 4 for France are just going as fast as they can here. None of them are trapping yet. And we do see the bottom 4 for Great Britain Island. They are just trying to get the right items and catch up here. I believe Sparta had an engine there. I don't know if he has infinite though. He does get another engine here. Satane in 4th gets a shield, but having an engine means he can catch up. He takes out the shield. Is he going to be able to get the squish? No, it looks like he goes wide and Geordie gets the takeout on Satane here. We do look and see Revi in 8th here, masking at the back. Pizza also masking, takes out Tatane here, so we see 6th and 7th masking at the moment, as they are catching up, but only to their teammates at the moment, because if you have a look already, it looks like there's quite a decent breakaway for the top 3, which is very interesting given the lack of items that we've been seeing. So yeah, if we have a look on the minimap here, we do see that top 4, it's a really interesting spot here, because we do see that top 3 are feeling comfortable, but Revi has a mask in 4th. Is he going to be able to make work of this? Does take out Firekeeper, might be able to catch Neko here, but I reckon Mini Waifu will be safe here. Mini goes wide, so Revi is actually failing to hit, and then he gets bombed here, and he would have gotten missiled regardless by Neko there, so that was a really good job by Team France there to be able to counter that mask that could have absolutely been devastating and broken up all of the top 3 there. So they did manage to take out Firekeeper there, Revi did, but the top 2 managed to hold their positions here. Firekeeper is in the bottom, and it looks like Mini is somewhere in the pack, so we'll see if they can cause some damage to get some much needed points here for France. Oh, Tatane, sorry, is the one in the middle of the pack, does get a mask, we do see. They did actually try and get a hit on Revi there, but looks like they missed, and we are seeing another 4th place mask smuggle. Gonna see if this one from France this time on Tatane is going to be able to take out Sparta here. Looks like it does get the shield off and gets the hit off on Sparta. Sparta was in a really unfortunate position there, sitting kind of clustered in that little narrow path. Not really any place they could dodge there. So we are seeing a lot of mask play here. Revi masking forward up into 5th again. We do see that top 3 once again reclaimed by France, and I believe it's the same 3 as before. No, Firekeeper was in the top before. But we do see that Pizza, with his pretty strong lines, is really close to them here. We'll see if Pizza's able to get anything, because we do see Tatane is going for the bombs here, so does not have a shield at the moment. Pizza's going wide here. Looks like they might have lost fire. I didn't see if they got hit there, but this does mean the top 3 for France is actually really strong here. They've actually managed to secure a pretty strong break. A power item could still break this up, but at the same time, given that we are on lap 5 now, going into I should say, it's looking much less likely, especially since Revi gets bombed off the shortcut here. So it's a top 4 for France here, as Firekeeper manages to claw their way back all the way up from 8th up to 4th here, and then lands the back bomb on Geordie. So we're seeing Firekeeper just decimating, just bending over the Great Britain Island team as they're struggling to recover here. Bottom 4 clustered together at the moment. They are masking through here. We do see Pizza masking. Sparta masking in a shield here. We'll see if they can catch up, but it's looking like there's no hope for them here. They really need a power item to take out at least Firekeeper, who's pretty much the only one they can catch. We do see Revi going for the pulse, what I mentioned, but I don't think it's going to be enough to catch up. He does get a really good one here, but all he does is catch up to his teammates, so unfortunately it didn't really help them in the long run. So this is looking like it's going to be a top 4 secured for France here, as we see 1st, 2nd, and 3rd secured. Now as we see Firekeeper secure their position here, there's really nothing that can be done here, as an orb is finally thrown out, as it looks like they might have had that for a while, they just couldn't get the protection, and if that's the case, that is so unfortunate. Alright, an absolutely unfortunate time for Great Britain Island in that track, but at the same time that was a fantastic showing here by France. They did an absolutely amazing job there. Revy actually getting up into 4th place with a mask there early on. I believe that was the end of lap 2 they managed that. However, it was a really smart play by, I believe it was Neko and Mini, to be able to get the dodge and the bomb combo there. That managed to take them out, so we did see some fantastic plays there. So we are going to be seeing quite a big lead already because of that single race. We went from a 1-point difference to a 20-point difference. So 49 to 29, France's way. We have track 3, which will be Twilight Tour. Alright, Twilight Tour is going to be an interesting one. Unlike the tracks we've currently seen, it's going to be a lot more detrimental if we see people losing fire early on. It's one of the faster speeds we're seeing in this track list here. So if people are getting hit after the fastest pad here, then it can be pretty much over, as most people that have played Twilight Tour know, getting hit, especially early on like lap 1, can be so detrimental if you're getting hit off of that pad. You do kind of get torn up between going back to regain fire, and the sunk cost fallacy in that regard, trying to go back for fire, or are you going to be just going forward and trying to ankle bite anyone that comes past. And especially in a team format where your own position doesn't necessarily matter, so long as you can guarantee your teammates good spots, it could be better to be going for the ankle bite option, but it really depends on the situation, and I think Twilight 2 is going to be one to watch here. So curious if we're going to see much spread in the players, and I'm also very curious to see how power item usage is going to go. So far we've only been 2 tracks in, but power item usage has been very meager here. Like, we did see the orb on assembly that happened at the end when it didn't matter, likely held and just never got a time to use it because they never had dodges. So it was really unfortunate there that Great Britain Island didn't get the power item they needed, or the protection they needed rather, but we'll see if either team's going to be able to pull out some power items on this race. Alright. Going into Twilight Tour. Alright, let's see how everyone goes at the start here. It's always hard to see immediately whether anyone's going super wide here, but we'll be able to see going up to these Wampa who's going to be going tight, who's going to be going wide here. Looks like we see Sparta going for a Wampa crate here, but still going fairly fast, going to be remaining in around the 6th place spot. Looks like we do see Titane getting taken out early on, tries to get a bomb and fails. As we see Sparta coming up into 5th here, into 4th now, gets TNT'd, so he might lose 5 briefly, but doesn't look like he does, he holds on. Just behind, it looks like 2 French players and Revy, who does get taken out by a shield, so we're seeing a top 2 for France here. Is Sparta going to be able to take them out here? Looks like he doesn't. He misses his bomb hits here, and it's going to be very scary because we see Titane in 7th holding a mask right behind everyone, especially since Sparta also gets TNT'd again, so his reserves are now pretty tight. Pizza gets taken out by a bomber, looks like. Sparta gets taken out by the mask. So now it looks like Geordie's the only Great Britain Island player that is in the top 4 at all. Looks like top 4 have fire alongside Revy. I believe everyone else has lost fire, which is actually quite bad for Great Britain Island because I believe that makes it 3 versus 2. So looking at our POVs, we do see that Sparta is just in 8th here, just going to be trying to farm some good items, potentially some power items at the same time. Pizza masking up. Looks like they take out Neko there. 4th place we see Revy's actually come up, gotten the pass on Firekeeper here. Does have fire still. We do see 3rd place Titane there. Just going to be going a little wide here, Mini placing the tight traps as Geordie is in 1st, going for the front run here. Looks like he is trying to go for some lines at the moment, just to break away from those 2 French players so they can't hit him. Can also be hard to tell how close someone is to you because of desync, so getting that breakaway can be crucial when you're trying to avoid getting hit here. Looks like Mini does get a shield and immediately loses it here. So we are just going to be seeing the top 3 running as best they can, with Revy somewhat hot on their heels, but there is a bit of a gap between him and them. Having said that, on Twilight Tour, getting hit once can give you such a massive, massive time loss, so that is very easily recoverable by Revy if they get hit up here. Looks like Pizza's lost fire. Didn't see how he got taken out, but we do see that Sparta's going to be getting the pass alongside Neko here. So we'll see whether, yep, Pizza gets taken out by Neko. So Pizza going to be falling right down into 8th as Neko does chase after Sparta, but Sparta's getting some masks here, so he's going to be able to get away and potentially even catch up the Firekeeper here. We do see that third place does have a shield, and Sparta jumps over. He jumps over Firekeeper. Looks like he doesn't get the hit at all, and Neko's right on his tail. This is really dangerous for Sparta here. Looks like Neko was masking, and he is, and he takes Sparta out. So that was, again, a really good play by France here, as they managed to not only dodge the mask, but then wait till it expires and take Sparta out there. So we see Geordie has been taken out here. Geordie does fall down into third place here, so looks like Mini and Titane did a great job there of securing the top two, just trapping the tight crates here, forcing our Penguins in third and fourth to go wide here as Geordie actually hits one of the trapped crates. So he's going to be losing not just that one position, but he's very likely to fall into last place here. Looks like top two are feeling pretty comfortable. They just have to be wary of a clock coming out from Great Britain Island here, especially since Revy doesn't have a shield anymore. He had a shield, but he lost it to that Nitro, so that advantage state for a power item has been lost by Great Britain Island here, and it's looking like 1, 2, 3 is secure unless they hit a sudden trap. Mini would be the one to hit, I believe, but looking like that's not going to be happening. And we do see Geordie actually falls off at the Aladdin jump on the slow blue fire. Neko and Firekeeper both got a pass on him here. So we are seeing top three have confirmed finished, as we do see Sparta with the orb here, but he hits a red beaker that was late, I think, lap 3. That's so unfortunate, trying to go tight there, but at the same time, it really didn't matter. Once again, they rolled an orb, and it didn't really matter. By the time Sparta had that orb, everyone had pretty much finished. It was lap 5. The fire is so fast that by the time you use it, it's just not even going to be doing anything. So that is another win for France. They're really taking away this first set so far. So we're seeing 3 firsts by Mini Waifu here. Really strong showing, getting that breakaway or just getting the takedowns early on by Mini, and a great job by overall by the French team here with quite an impressive score after just 3 races. So Great Britain Island, they're doing their best, but it can be really rough when you're going up against a team that's just displaying such synergy and playing so well together. So we are seeing a 15-point win here. So another massive win. So we're seeing 76 to 41, a 35-point difference after those 3 races. So this is really France's set so far. It's going to be very hard for Great Britain Island to recover this one. At the same time, the good thing for Great Britain Island here, and I guess the bad thing for France, is France is getting these amazing races at the start, but once race 8 hits, this is just reset. And so that would be 1 win to France, but that does mean Great Britain and Ireland aren't out of it. They can get 2 good sets and then win overall. So France are going to have to keep their foot on the pedal to be able to keep this up. And we will be going into Engine Labs, it looks like. So Engine Labs, pretty balanced track, not too much to say with this one. As usual happens with Engine Labs. Gonna see if we're going to be seeing Time Trial Labs, or if we're going to be seeing a bit more action here. I've seen both, but I would say the former is a lot more common, where you see just a bit of itemless happening. At the same time, they've been quite interesting matches here. As much as Assembly is usually a track that can get quite quiet, we did see some action between some of our POVs here. Alright, the best thing about Engine Labs is, in my opinion, the soundtrack. The retro soundtrack is so good. Absolutely love it. So we'll see whether we can see Mini getting the 4th first place here. Would be amazing to see them get a clean streak, especially in a World Cup match of all places. But definitely gonna be hard to do. Hard to be getting a perfect war against such powerhouses that are in the other team here. So here we go, starting off Engine Labs here. Alright. Looking like we see the early shield by Titane, almost jumping off the track, getting a nice little jump off there. Takes out Revy there off of the fire pad. Quite a few people looks like get taken out here. We do see Sparta getting taken out right in front of the tunnel, so they're going to have slow fire there. Firekeeper also getting taken out in the tunnel, but we are seeing top 2 once again for France getting the breakaway. Looks like this time I believe it's Neko and Titane here, so no Mini in sight just yet. We see Geordie in 3rd place here with a few French members behind him. So we do see a shield here by Titane, so we'll see if they can get an early shield here, and they do manage to get the Wampa here. But they square cancel and then get taken out by Geordie. That's so unfortunate for them. So they're going to be falling back, and it's really unfortunate they have a shield here because that was incredibly useful in 2nd, but now that they're in 6th, not as much. So we're seeing bottom 3 by France here. Neko does have the breakaway, but it looks like Great Britain Island have 2, 3, 4, 5, which would be a +7 here with an early orb by France, taking out every single member of the Great Britain Island team right after fire, given it was such a narrow area. Looks like everyone's passing up here. Titane gets the squish on Geordie here. Geordie does have missiles, but the missiles are about the same speed as you here, so they're not really going to be catching at all. Looks like a mask comes through by fire and takes out Geordie and Sparta there. So we actually see Pizza is still in 2nd. Looks like they didn't get hit. We're going to see if this Beaker Snipe hits, and it does not. Titane with the shield here, but Pizza actually getting taken out by Neko's bomb there. Titane losing their shield to that. So Titane now doesn't have any protection here. However, they do have a little bit of a break with once again a top 4 for France here. So it looks like Geordie hits that Nitro that was on the first turn there, so that he's going to be falling even further behind. And on Engine Labs, it can be quite difficult to recover that much distance from the top 4. You can chain a few masks here, of course, but if the top team are rolling shields here, like we do see Titane with another shield here, it's going to be really difficult for Geordie, especially if he rolls a power item and he isn't able to use it immediately. Having a look at our other POVs, we do see Revi and Sparta not too much happening at the moment. They are just fishing for items. We see Revi getting a few canisters, which is unfortunate for him. We do see Sparta rolling a canister, so I feel like they're both bald at the moment. And we do see just a shield and some time trialing from Titane here, so at the moment it's looking like you should be grabbing your pillows, because we are just seeing a bit of itemless here. Hopefully we do see some more action here. Pizza is coming in 5th here. Pizza doing their best to catch up to Mini here, but that isn't an easy feat here. We'll see if they're able to do it. They are in 5th, so it's not like they're rolling the best items, and they're not protected here. It would be really good if Pizza was able to roll a shield here, because then if they get a power item, their team, they're able to take out France, and Pizza will be able to gain quite a few spots. We do see Revi with the shield, which isn't as good as Pizza having one, but still decent. And there's an orb. It looks like, are they going to be sacrificing Pizza? Either that or he's smuggling. No, they take him out. Don't want to be holding this anymore, but it looks like everyone except 1st place had a shield there. We do see, it looks like Revi actually got taken out by a trap 1st turn, so that time that they would have saved actually got completely lost anyway, even if the others did get hit, because Revi did get taken out, and he was the only one that dodged there. So that's really unfortunate for Great Britain Island here. France doing a great job to hold on to their top 4 here, in a little cluster here, and from what I can tell, none of them have protection. Looks like Neko actually fell off on the spiral, potentially going too tight, but it looks like Pizza got taken out. I don't know if they got taken out by a trap or if they hit a wall going too tight, but it looks like they're going to be passed up by Revi here. So Revi coming up into 5th place here, and looking like it is going to be another top 4 for France. So this is another really strong showing by France, but once again, unfortunate for Great Britain Island here. So we're going to be seeing an absolutely massive point difference already. We already were, but it's going to be even more massive. So we will put these points in, and we do, unfortunately, for anyone that was hoping for it, see that the perfect 1st place streak has been ended. Titane getting the 1st this time. So still France's 1st, but it is not Mini's 1st. So we did see that get broken up this time. Alright. So the scores are 105 to 51. A 54-point difference at technically half-time of this 1st set. Alright, so this is going to be very, very, very difficult for... I need to just fix this. Very difficult for Great Britain Island to catch up in this set. At this point, it's got to make you wonder whether they're going to just be taking the L on the first set, trying not to get too moldy, just, you know, recollecting their mojo and going back into the other sets to be able to see what they can do. Because at this point, to be able to bring back this set, they are pretty much going to need 3 top 4s and another decent win. Which is going to be really unfortunate, because getting that, it's going to be quite difficult here. So we do have Out of Time as our next track. Out of Time is a... I love the track, but it's very divisive. A few people love it, a lot of people hate it in race, understandably so. One of those classic tracks where getting hit off of the blue fire pad respawns you after, which is just very painful to be dealing with here. So this is usually a track where we do see a bit of action here. As with many tracks, you might see 1 or 2 people breaking away, but hopefully we'll be seeing some spicy action here. We did actually see the clutch orb by France on Labs, which actually helped gain them the top 4 back, as they had been taken out, and Great Britain Island did have 2, 3, 4, 5, but that orb actually managed to secure some great spots for France, and they used it in such a nice spot too. So power items on Out of Time, I've seen many of them come right after Blue Fire that have absolutely decimated the other team, so we're going to see if we'll see another one of those. Alright. Let's see how the start of this goes. Looks like Tatane goes for the left side, predicting the ramp incorrectly there. Goes wide with no fire. Looks like they're the only one that went wide, as all 7 other players actually go fast here. This could be good for Tatane there, as they might have a mask here and they might be able to do some damage with it. Many people don't have fire at the moment, and it looks like that Tatane is just going to be running through and trying to take people out. Does manage to dodge their teammates there. Are they going to be able to take the others out? Looks like no. Looks like Tatane just try to go fast here, but it looks like Revi's just gone exceptionally fast here with fire. Revi already with the massive breakaway here. So this is looking really good as an early lead for Great Britain Island here. However, just having first isn't enough to get you a win here. It is enough to minimize the point loss to only 7 in worst case, but at the same time, they're going to be needing a few more spots if they want to come out on top here. Sparta getting taken out pretty close after Blue Fire at the start of lap 2 here, so they're going to be in a pretty bad spot, as we actually see a bottom 3 at the moment for Great Britain Island. Looking like the others also don't have fire here. Pizza failing the fence, Geordie going wide here, so it looks like 2, 3, 4, 5 just have a massive break from the bottom 3, and Revi an even bigger break from them. So this race, unless we're seeing a power item, actually could be starting to be set pretty early here. Revi doesn't have a shield though, so he is trapping. We'll see what he can do. However, we do see Tatane with the shield here, so Tatane is going to be able to take it a little safe and call out the traps for his teammates while not being at risk himself here. Does want to be keeping his shield for the potential power item from the bottom 3 from Great Britain Island, who do have the power item state here, which obviously makes sense given that they have bottom 3 here. Looks like they're not rolling too much here. We do see Geordie masking up in 6th here. Pizza's fallen really far behind to the point that they're being lapped almost by Revi already. So we'll see whether Pizza's able to roll something, but it's going to be absolutely horrible if Pizza rolls an orb and then gets lapped by his teammate here, because then he could potentially only hit his teammate with the orb, which would be horrible. A coordinated dodge is definitely possible, but at the same time, it's something you don't want to have to go through if you don't need to. So we are having a look and we see that first place is just getting further and further away. This really is a track Revi is strong at, and I feel like that is one of the main reasons that Great Britain Island might have picked it. And for Revi specifically, that seems to have worked. Revi has gotten a strong breakaway and a shield, so he's not going to be trapping. But at the same time, it's not worked out in favour of his teammates, though we do see Firekeeper gets taken out by Geordie here just after the second shortcut, so Geordie did manage to recover a position here. However, we'll see whether the other teammates are going to be able to catch up here. Looks like Sparta's rolling some boost items here. He does get the mask here, so he could get the takedown. He does get the takedown right after Fire, so Firekeeper's pretty much guaranteed last unless they can ankle by Pizza here. So we'll see if Pizza's coming up on the pass here. Unfortunately, we do not have a POV of this, but it looks like Fire goes wide and Pizza just takes the sandcart and the fence. And so looking like we are seeing some secured spots here, which is going to be another win actually for France. We're seeing first place by Revi. Then we're seeing 2, 3, 4 Tatane, Mini, Neko, which is going to be France here. And then we see 5, 6, 7 for Great Britain Island, Geordie, Sparta, Pizza, rounding out the bottom being Firekeeper in 8th for France. This does give a 1-point win for France though. So that's just another small win that France pretty much securing this first set with another win here. I would need to double check, but it might not actually be possible for Great Britain Island to win the first set now. Alright, we will just put in some scores now. And see where these results are landing us. Alright, so scores currently, after 5 races, 125 for France, 70 for Great Britain Island. So we are seeing a 55-point difference here. If Great Britain Island were to get 3 top 4s, I should say, I can't think today. If Great Britain Island got 3 top 4s for these final races, they would get 57 points over France. So Great Britain Island can literally drop no positions if they want to win set 1. And understandably, that is a massive ask, to not drop a single position in 3 races in such a high stakes format with such incredible players. It's something that's going to be quite difficult, and frankly, I'm not sure how likely that is. It's incredibly improbable in any World Cup match that you're going to be seeing 3 top 4s in a row. We did come close actually here. We do see France got top 4, almost top 4 and top 4, but even then, they did not get the points that Great Britain Island would need these races. And we are going into looks like we're going into 2 French picks, so that's even worse for the recovery, because trying to top 4 on not your own tracks can be even harder here. So we are going to be going into Thunderstruck, which, as I said, this was a French pick alongside the next track, Clockwork Wampa. So we'll see what Great Britain Island can do to pull back and try and minimize the point difference, or try and win if they can get 3 top 4s, or if France is going to be showing exactly how strong they are and what they've brought to this World Cup by getting a very convincing first set win in the first set of the quarterfinals of the World Cup. As we've said before, even though we are seeing a massive loss at the moment for Great Britain Island, next set, we'll see what they can do, because they might be able to force this into a tiebreaker. Alright. Going to be an interesting one to see Thunderstruck here as we load in here. As everyone knows, perfectly balanced track that has no flaws whatsoever. It functions absolutely perfectly. Alright, let's see how we go starting off here. Most people taking pretty similar lines here. We're seeing quite a few TNTs and canisters at the start from our POVs here. We'll see if Sparta's able to get any takedowns here, but he doesn't. Just goes wide. We do see Shadow actually subbing in here. I didn't catch exactly who he subbed in for. It looks like Pizza. And we are seeing the early break, it looks like. Oh, but Revy actually loses Fire there. So we were going to be seeing a little bit of a break there if he could take out Fire, but Revy actually losing Fire. Shadow getting taken out as well by Fire. So it looks like France again doing a really good job at the start here. We do see Sparta in second place here, but that is a little bit of a gap between him and Firekeeper here. We'll see whether he's able to catch up here, because the two aren't not too far away, but at the same time trying to outline at this distance can be rough. We are seeing third place Neko trying to go for Timper to pass up on Revy, but fails, and the bomb from Firekeeper taking out Sparta over Fire here. So Sparta does still have a blue shield here, but he's going to need to, yeah, he loses it there. Looks like to a mask by Mini. And we are seeing Titane falling off, so everyone's falling off and losing Fire on the same spot there. So we do see Sparta with the red beaker as he is able to take out Mini, almost hitting that Nitro. That was incredibly close there. Looks like a back missile was attempted there. Oh no, that was his teammate, just throwing away the missile there. So we do see the 2-3 is held by Great Britain Island, with first place and fourth place being held by France here. So top 4 with pretty middling, like mixed positions for both teams, with the bottom 4 looking like they're swapping frequently because of the people being taken out here. We are seeing Neko coming up into 4th place here, does successfully take Timper this time. We are seeing Mini and Shadow going around there, seeing if they can take each other out there. We do see Titane's actually been squished, falling right down into 7th there, as Geordie has actually fallen really far down in 8th. Going to be rough for Geordie specifically to recover, given how far back they are. Titane is getting some mask rolls here, and looks like his teammate in 6th does have a shield here, so they are protected from a potential orb clock. And we do have a look and see 2nd place Revy does have a shield here. It's unclear what Firekeeper has. Looks like Firekeeper has no shield. So if we are seeing a power item come out from Great Britain Island, then we would be seeing quite a big advantage for Great Britain Island, as they would at least be able to take up 1st place here, which is very crucial in these formats, as we do actually see Titane getting taken out in the 6th here, falling down into last place. So Geordie has actually caught up and passed someone here, and also caught up to Shadow, his teammate, who looks like they got taken out here. So we're going to see if Geordie and Shadow can catch up here to Mini, who is in 5th place here. Looks like top 3 have gotten a massive break from everyone else here. Top 2 neck and neck here. We're seeing if Revy can catch up here, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. If there were more laps, he could potentially work on his lines, but not going to have the time here. So unless Firekeeper messes up, then top 2 are secured, and looks like 3rd as well. So we see Revy loses fire, going a little too tight at the end. And we do see Firekeeper for France secures 1st place, Revy 2nd place, as we see an orb come out here. Shadow does dodge alongside Titane. Looks like Geordie gets taken out here. Titane getting another mask here just to pass up Geordie safely there. So that orb looks like it got them 1 position here. Alright, looking like another win for France here. And as we said, Great Britain Island couldn't drop a single point here. And so unfortunately for them, this does mean that France take the 1st set, which is an incredible GG's to France here for securing the 1st set so early on. So I am assuming we'll still be playing out the rest of this set. We'll see how the points go, just for point difference purposes. But we do see that this point does go to France. So when we get into set 2, we'll see what Great Britain Island can do to change up their strats in order to come back here. And someone else has changed the sub for me, I do appreciate it. So we do see that Pizza did sub out, with Shadow taking his place here. 146 to 88, 58 point difference here. Alright, we'll be going into Clockwork Wampa now. Again, another French pick. Although it doesn't seem like who has been picking has mattered, because France are just on fire today. They have just been blitzing through this with such exceptional teamwork here. I think the 2 really big factors I've been seeing that have really put Great Britain Island on the back foot here was, at the start, it looks like France are getting the kills they really need, whereas Great Britain Island aren't getting them. Whether it's a combination of not getting the right items, not landing the hits you need, perhaps, beaker hits or bomb hits, just, the lines people are taking, consistency. We're seeing France coming out on top there. But on top of that, we've seen a few races where Great Britain Island have come back up into the top, but the team play by France has been so strong. I think Assembly Lane is a great example of that, where we saw, I believe it was Neko in 2nd, swing really wide out of the shortcut of Assembly to dodge the 4th place mask, who was then ended by Neko's 1st place bomb. And it was just really great team play we've been seeing, where France have been really aware of what's been happening around them, and they've actually been able to dodge items such as masks in particular that Great Britain Island have been trying to take them out with, and then counter, which is the other important thing, is not only are they getting around the mask, they're waiting for it to expire and then taking the mask user out. So we're going into this next race here, Clockwork Wampa. Let's see how it goes. And we do see, looks like Revy gets taken out early here, alongside Sparta and Mini, it looks like. Revy falling really far behind here. Titane gets taken out, so we're seeing Firekeeper, Neko, and Sparta with the early break here. We'll see who manages to hold it here, as Fire actually gets the bigger break out of the three. Neko and Sparta on top of each other. We'll see whether they can get any items to take each other out here, but Sparta gets a TNT, not the best thing he needs here. Fire throwing away his bomb to not kill his teammate here. Tatane getting taken out by the trapdoor here, falling down into 7th, as we do see Revy taking him out with a missile here. Revy's going to try and take the shortcut, but actually doesn't get his jump out. He does get an amazing recovery there, though. Looks like he does have infinite here, as he's not drifting, and he does get quite a few more missiles. Gets a successful back missile onto Tatane there in a really nice spot. Does take him out right before Fire, so he's going to have a hard time managing reserves now. Geordie's also been taken out alongside Mini here, and Shadow, so quite a few people have lost Fire, as Revy gets the squish onto Mini and does try and dodge his teammate Shadow here. Doesn't actually manage it, as Shadow does go tight alongside Revy, gets squished and falls off here. So Shadow's going to be falling quite far behind now. Looking in 3rd place, Sparta doesn't have any Fire, which is actually really bad, because it does mean that if we look at the top 2, they have gotten such a massive breakaway already. The only caveat here, the only saving grace, is that we do see 3-4 for Great Britain Island having shields. So if top 2 don't have shields and we see a power item coming out from Shadow in 7th, then it actually could be really good spot for Great Britain Island if they can get them after Fire. So if we have a look at the board state currently, 1st and 2nd are for France here, 3rd, 4th, 5th for Great Britain Island, 6th for France, 7th for Great Britain Island, and 8th was France, but Shadow has been taken out, and it looks like Mini has taken his place, so now we're seeing a bit of a position swap there. So we are seeing with... Oh, and there's a clock coming out! So that clock, looks like it didn't hit top 2, so they did have shields, but what it did do was take Tatane out. Tatane had a really good spot there. Looked like they were potentially going to be taking out Geordie there, but never mind, Geordie got taken out regardless, so it looks like he is going to get the mask hit on that he was potentially robbed of on the shortcut earlier by that clock. So we're seeing bottom 2, for Great Britain Island falling quite far behind here, because it doesn't look like either of them have Fire at the moment, and 5th and 6th do. So we're seeing the gap just extended here. We do see Revy with another shield here. He did roll double shield earlier, so if we see another quick power item, unless top 2 have double shield as well, they could potentially steal a position here, as it looks like 3-4 do have protection now. We'll see if anything can happen with power items in the back, but it's not looking likely at the moment. Positions are looking pretty set, as we do see that 1st and 2nd here quite far away. Even a clock at this stage might only take out 2nd. And looks like Shadow is masking up all the way up to Tatane here. Tatane tries to dodge Shadow and jumps off the track. So looks like Shadow does get that one position because of the orb and his mask there. That does take out Revy, but it's not going to matter given the distance. And it looks like, ooh, Tatane hits the nitros on the shortcut and then gets boosted by Geordie's car to not fall off the track. So little helping out there. But we do see a few positions recovered by Great Britain Island there. Unfortunately for them, this is not going to be a win. This is going to be another win for France. However, they did mitigate the damage by getting a few spots there at the end, as we see Tatane just doing Sparta Tech to finish off. Alright, so again, we're seeing, as I said, a win for France. I believe that's either a 7 or a 9. I am unsure. My brain is not working at the moment, as I've said before. So we'll see how that works out, but at the same time, this is just a massive point gap. I believe it is +7 here, as I'm putting in scores. Alright, so scores as they stand going into the last race of set 1. 169 to 104. France winning over Great Britain Island. For those just listening at home, this race was 1st, 2nd, 5th and 8th for France versus the 3rd, 4th, 6th, 7th for Great Britain Island here. So as we've said, a 7-point win here. We are going into the last pick, which is going to, unfortunately, be... Oh, no, I did misread. I thought the last pick was Ali. The last pick is Cortex. We're starting the next set on Android Ali, unfortunately. I will stand by that statement. However, we are going to be ending this one on Cortex, and this is going to be a bit of a fun pick for me. I love driving on Cortex. I think it's fun to watch. It's not always the most invigorating in terms of plays, but at the same time, it's an enjoyable track. Great music, great aesthetic. Alright, so this is a track that was picked by Great Britain Island here, and understandably so. Players such as Shadow, Pizza as well, but Pizza's obviously not playing anymore. I do quite enjoy TTing this track from what I've seen, especially Shadow. And I think it's a track in general that I would favour Great Britain Island on. Alright. I will swap the music for you. Alright, so we'll be going into race 8, which is going to be... It's interesting to see because, like we said, there aren't technically stakes with this race. But at the same time, it is still very tense to see such high-level gameplay, in my opinion. So we'll see. I believe we've got slight desync. It's only very slight, though. I'll just fix that really quick. Alright. We do see Sparta going wide here. Looks like he's going to be able to get some triple missiles here, but Mini gets a mask and just annihilates the British team here. So, oh, actually doesn't actually annihilate all of them, only takes out 2 of them here. So it looks like Shadow and Revy do get the break alongside him there, as Sparta gets the double missile onto Firekeeper there. Looks like Sparta might get taken out. Yeah, he gets taken out by a beaker, goes tight to try and dodge that missile and hits, I believe, Geordie's beaker there. We do see quite a bit of carnage here as Neko gets taken out by a Nitro there. And it looks like Titane also getting bombed there. So quite just absolute carnage at the moment here. Oh, and we see Sparta trying to go for the item there, but didn't quite have fire. So lost momentum and fell down there. He does have a canister here. Is he going to try and get the squish here? He might have used that a little too early, so it looks like he doesn't get any squish here. Having a look at the front, we do see that Mini doesn't have a shield, but they are a little far ahead here. Revy does have a shield, going to try and go on the offensive to try and catch up here, but it's going to be hard given he knows that first place is trapping here. We do see Sparta's been taken out here, as Sparta's going to be going around slow fire here just to see if they can get any items. Currently, as the board state stands, we are seeing looks like 1st, 4th, 5th and 6th for France, as we're seeing 2nd, 3rd, 7th, 8th for Great Britain Island. Geordie is masking through here, looks like he is catching up to Firekeeper, who has no fire again. And looks like it doesn't get the hit off here, but does get the pass. So looking like we are going to be seeing a position gain here by Great Britain Island, though Firekeeper's hot on their heels. Sparta does have a mask here. Can they take him out? Firekeeper with his own mask to catch up to Geordie here. Titane did have a shield, but lost it to the red beaker that was in the right side, which was actually there last lap. So really unfortunate they hit that, which can happen understandably when there's so many comms in a war. There is a massive break, though. We do actually see it's quite spread out at the moment. We do see first place Mini has quite a break on Shadow and Revy, who are 2nd, 3rd, with Neko hot on their heels there. If they can outline Revy and take them out, who just lost his shield to a red beaker, they can potentially secure a good spot for France here. If we have a look in the back, then we see 5th is Titane, with a huge gap between them and 4th place, their teammate Neko. 6th place Firekeeper, and then it looks like 7th, 8th, which is Sparta with no fire again, and I believe Geordie is 8th. It's a bit hard to tell. I think people are about to be lapped, yeah. So those two have fallen quite far behind here, and looks like Sparta will inevitably get lapped here because he doesn't have any fire. Alright, looks like, yeah, not too much happening at the moment. It looks like, yeah, we are about to see the overtake here for the lap, but there's not going to be any lap hits here given Sparta doesn't have anything on here. Looks like Neko actually did get taken out in the left split on at the start of the lap, on lap 5. However, if we have a look at how big the gap is between Neko and just any Great Britain Island player, it doesn't look like it's going to matter. Because the bottom two are so far behind that even though Neko has no fire, he's not going to be caught up to by Geordie. If we have a look at just that gap, so we're going to be seeing that is secured there. First place was secured by France here with Mini, but it looks like past that we're going to be seeing a victory again for France. So, having a look at these positions, we are going to be seeing, looks like 1st, 4th, 5th, 6th for France, with 2, 3, 7, 8 for Great Britain Island. So, not too great of a set for Great Britain Island here, which is really unfortunate for them. We saw race 1, 5 and 6 were quite close, but outside of that, we just saw fantastic plays and fantastic wins by France here. So this race was only about a +5, I believe. So not the biggest loss to round it out, but unfortunately for them, they did lose by a decent amount in this first set. And I will be showing the scores for you here. Alright, so after this first set, we do see 191 for France, 121 for Great Britain Island here. So quite a big point gap here. And we will see where it goes from here. We'll see if they go straight into this or if they're going to be taking any sort of intermission. I doubt it, but I will just wait one brief moment as I reset things for everyone here. So I will be one moment here.
with another World Cup.
Alright. Hello everyone, we are back, and it's not just me, I've been saved. We have Garma and Bros here with me to commentate this second set.
Hello.
So yeah, we are starting set 2, and I believe we're starting on Android Alley, which is really unfortunate here. But
And
hopefully...
I really hope UK goes into this set with a clear mindset, because obviously we've been seeing a pretty big win from France in set 1, which can be mold-inducing for sure, but I really hope that UK has, cleared their minds off of the first set and that they go into this set with a fresh mindset, because again, they can still easily win if they win this set and if they win the tiebreaker, so I really hope they leave the first set behind.
Yeah, and here we go. We're going into the start of Android Alley now. So it looks like we're seeing Satane getting early hit and then hit straight into the train there, falling quite far behind, but not actually too much happening early on aside from that and Shadow being taken out here. We are seeing
Firekeeper and Nico once again on the verge of breaking away, and especially on Android Alley, breaking away is crucial because there's like only 3 item crates on an entire lap. So if you once you've broken away on this track, there's literally no way you're gonna fall back.
Absolutely. We do see Shadow masking here. Does manage to get some really good ground, but probably not going to be able to catch up to top 2 here. Does get really close, though. If he can get the right items, he can break this top 2 up. That, as you said, Garma, has been very common in this match.
Yeah, so, top 2, but it doesn't look like they've completely broken away yet from Shadow. Revy does eat the beaker, though, after taking Infinite, which is pretty unfortunate. As it
and
also
this is the point
like...
where we see the small gap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Shadow does look like he gets Neko, so second's gonna go to UK here. Revy's pushing still, so he might be able to catch Neko before Firekeeper closes in on Shadow and takes him out, and Neko can get second again. But Revy does have a bomb here. It misfires it, but it looks like Jordy's gonna get clean up. Out, though. It's gonna.
That's a really well timed
right after the pad.
And we see that Firekeeper had a shield.
Huge orb there for France. They're probably going to make some really good positions out of this here.
I mean, Sparta has been ankle biting really well here with those missiles, so he probably prevented collateral damage here, but nonetheless, the orb is still really good, obviously.
Like Neko's got fire, but he's going to eat the nitro from Revy, so he's going to go down, and it does look like Tate also does have fire still, so he's going to hold on to 4th place here.
We're seeing Mini actually got taken out by missiles that followed him all the way around those curves here, so we're seeing bottom 3 actually having a bit of an ankle bite fest here. We do see that it's a little bit spread out now. The orb really secured Firekeeper's first place here. Not too much can take him out of that position outside of Shadow here.
Not sure where Sparta's throwing away those missiles. He could easily back missile the other guys behind him, but I guess he's opting to go for shield.
He does have Geordie behind him, I think, immediately, so...
Do see most of the lobby here starting to shield up as Revy and shield. But Tate can't find anything. This could be big if Jordy can find a power item right now.
Yeah.
UK could make some big moves if he's able to find something.
But realistically, he doesn't really have too much time for that to happen. Like, Tatane is gonna roll a shield any moment now. And then again, Jordy also doesn't have too many opportunities to even roll a power item because, again, as I said earlier, this track has basically no crates.
Tate almost gets that missile to connect on Revy there. It was very close, but Revy just barely able to dodge it.
We see this Sparta going wide here to let Geordie pass with a mask here, and then Sparta rolls the clock here.
And again, we see a clock, okay?
And he uses it straight away here. Looks like Geordie dodges in the mask.
Tate is dead.
This was a pretty good call. A very good call.
Huge here for UK.
Yeah, that was a really good clock.
But
really good clock.
Sparta gets ankle bitten by Neko there, gets missiled off with a shortcut, so Neko's going to be holding that position here. We do see that Mini does stay in 8th place here. It's just tailing Sparta here, who does have a mask. Going to try and catch up to Neko here as he's chaining masks, see if he can get France that bottom 2.
To be honest, I think Sparta acting as a sponge here is pretty good.
Oh, for sure.
because Jordy's able to just take 4th, which means 2, 3, 4. No matter what Sparta gets, this will be a win here for France. And Orb comes up, but Sparta's able to dodge it with a mask, and it's going to also get Tate as well. That might have been an accident there.
He can easily take out Tatani if he gets the right item now. If he gets a missile or a mask, it would be enough. I mean, even a bomb could be enough if he aims it well. And this does...
The orb did.
It does. Holy shit, that was a really good start.
Oh yeah.
He's
that's
got out
really what they
complete grasp,
needed.
and he's still right there. He's one mask
And he's
away from
masking, it seems like. No, he goes wide. Okay.
Orb comes out. Sparta gets
this
killed.
means.
Oh my goodness.
That was
big win, +7 for them. Starting the second half off well.
That's their first win, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, we're seeing a bottom 3 for France there. So first and then bottom 3 for France, and then we're seeing 2, 3, 4, 5 for Great Britain Island here. So it's going to be, as Bro said, a +7 for Great Britain Island here. So yeah,
this was a really well played race. I think the good thing that they did here is they kind of just tried to keep the other guys in the back. Like, they've let Firekeeper run, Firekeeper has broken away, and instead of like trying to get as high positions as possible, they're just trying to try to focus on getting the other guys being in the back so that they could secure 2, 3, 4, 5, which is still a +7 win at the end.
Big play though from Shadow on that lap 1. It looked like France was able to just run away there with their top 2, but you know, Shadow was able to get Neko, and the rest of Great Britain, Ireland, they were able to follow suit. Block was also really huge timing. Sparta did get a little lucky there, not gonna lie. Dodging that orb, getting the clock, and well, actually dodged 2 orbs. Now that I think about it. But yeah, you know, sometimes you need a little bit of luck to swing things around. Coming up next, though, you want to talk about a track that needs some luck. We got Inferno Island coming up here. Pretty big pulsewood players in here with the engine pulsewood. It's gonna be fun to see what happens coming up here.
Yeah, like pretty much everyone in the lobby can do it except Shadow, I think. But I think everyone else is able to do it pretty well. So we are definitely going to see a lot of polls with us. Whether or not this is gonna be a good thing is something we have yet to see. But yeah.
Oh man, this is such a chaotic track. You cannot pick or like predict like what's gonna happen here.
Well, I think the thing with this track that's going to be important is that what we've been seeing for this first set in particular is that we've been seeing like Mini Neko in particular have just been breaking away at the start of like every race. We've been seeing at least 2 French players breaking away at the start because they just seem to be going tighter, winning those first crate encounters. So this is really our first major pulsewood track. So I'm wondering whether that's going to be enough to be able to break that up here. We'll see if people like Revy and Geordie can break up that breakaway with the pulsewood.
Getting a little close to Sparta there on the start. Always funny when that happens.
Yeah, that's how it always is.
All right, Revy getting taken out on the shortcut. That's terrible for him. Has to go around here.
Oh, he's going backwards for a crate. I'm not really sure whether or not that's worth it.
Yeah, he's pretty far behind now, but we do see it's quite chaotic otherwise. We do see Sparta getting squished on the pad. Isn't going to be able to keep fire here, so he's going to fall back.
But look out, Revy's got an engine. He's going for the pulsewood right away.
He's gaming.
All right.
Doesn't use it in the best spot, though.
Yeah, all right, he kind of just fucked it after the up, though.
All right, Neko actually managed to take out Sparta on the downhill as well and secured 6th place and is now trying to come up onto the pack here, which we don't actually have a good POV of. We do see bottom 2 for Great Britain are masking. Shadow being taken out on the turbo pad and comboed by the French players here. Geordie has broken into the top 3 here, but it's very, very close between pretty much all the players.
Make big moves here. Sparta can make big moves here if he plays well.
He takes Firekeeper out.
And he takes out Firekeeper, very important.
He misses Neko. Neko actually pulls a shield here, but looks like it won't matter.
It looks like Revy's going to get clean up. Orb comes out. Sparta dodges another orb, unbelievably, but it doesn't look like it's going to do much else in the front.
Geordie is just barely missing that bomb.
With 4th place engine! He wants to hold on to this to get to a good spot for him to use it.
Yeah.
He just pulsewood, though. He just uses the engine as it is.
Probably because he has infinites and sacrifice.
Yeah, and Titane has triple bombs in second place, so he's in a really good spot to try and take out the others here. But Geordie Pulsewood's with a shield on.
He's coming with his shield and
he takes out
Waifu.
Takes Waifu out over the pad as well, so that's going to mean that Sparta's going to be able to catch up here and potentially combo with the bomb here. So Geordie with the excellent breakaway there.
Really just rolled an engine and
nice snipe on Sparta, but he's going to bong into a wall and lose fire, allowing Revy to be able to maybe make a play
Neko's pulsewooding here. Neko flies up, all the way up into fourth here. Probably going to be passing his teammate into third here, so we're seeing top four with the breakaways here now. Revy a little further behind with a shield here. If he can roll a 5th place engine, he could catch up, but not looking like it otherwise without a power item here.
It's absolutely crucial that Jordy...
Oh, and he gets it! Here. Oh, but there's an orb!
Orb comes out. Oh, this could be really close here. If any of these French guys dodge, it looks like they do. Jordy's going to get hit in the last corner.
Sparta has an engine?
He does.
Does look like he's not using it.
Which is going to be a win for them.
Yeah, this is a +5 for Team
Sparta going with the engine here. It does look like Firekeeper got hit. Can he catch him right before the line? No, he cannot. It's going to be a +3 for France.
Alright, so it looks like we saw 1st, 5th, 6th, 8th for Great Britain Island, 2, 3, 4, 7 for France here.
Yeah, this was a much more evenly balanced race.
Majority there to get that pulsewood to rob the 1st place there. Otherwise, it probably would have been a pretty big loss for Great Britain. But they're able to minimize damages there. And we're going on to track 11 now.
Yeah.
We haven't said that in over a year.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Yeah. Track 11. Actually, no, it hasn't been that long. Actually, now that I think about it, our tiebreaker. Now I don't want to think about track 11. Fuck.
True.
Oh man.
But all right, we've got a.
Danger.
We had as you said, that was really excellent by Geordie there to get that pulsewood and the shield here onto Mini. Was really good. Was just a really good showing overall in that race. We saw some really good plays overall, and I think that it does show that even though they had a really big loss with the first set, that Great Britain Island aren't letting it get to them too much, as it's only 2 races in, and they actually up by 4 points, so it's actually really close so far. I also do apologize, I had the music off. I'm just a bit Mongol today. Here you go, you can have some Twin Sanity music while we wait. Going into Drive-Through Danger.
Drive-Through Danger is going to be... I don't really know. This first set here, I mean... If you know, like, there's like a certain line that you take when you're 2nd or 3rd, that you can be able to break away. You really only have a shot at fighting the guy in 2nd or 3rd. So I think whoever wins that battle is probably going to get the lead here early on and be able to help their team later on in this battle.
I feel as though Drive-Through Danger is like one of the most chaotic tracks when it comes to competitive play. And I feel like overall, this is probably not a track that favors France at all. It's quite the opposite. I feel like this is a really good pick from Team UK.
Yeah.
And I think they can definitely make some big plays here, especially if Rebelo manages to break away early on.
Keep an eye on Titane. He's going to get bombed
Titan and Firekeeper
are
getting double bombed here.
Shadow, Jordy, and Revy are all going to be at the top.
This is going to be a battle at the top here, and Neko falls down.
It's going to force Mini to go wide and surrender the top 2 here, as Revy's
This is really dangerous for Waifu. I think Waifu is pretty much dead soon here.
He has to be very careful.
Because he's just going to be squished.
TNT tight, but it's not going to pick up anyone. Also looks like Sparta is following suit in 5th here. And Firekeeper not too far behind. He is in masking range if he can get one of these bottom guys. Revy does take this TNT and
but
off to jump off the track.
Mini took it as well.
He doesn't get him here.
And it's going to be top 3 for Great Britain now.
It's the top 3.
Oh, but
I think Rebelo...
it's gonna, they're gonna have to lose the top 3. It's gonna be top 2 now, and it looks
Lap
like
2 orb by Neko here. Unjuiced.
It's gonna be an unwon orb. It's gonna maybe get Jordy here if he doesn't have a dodge. Doesn't look like anyone on Great Britain has fire right now.
What the fuck?
Jordy gets taken out, and we're actually seeing the massive recovery by France here as Jordy gets taken out by the orb, and we're actually seeing, looks like 1, 2, and 3 overtaking him here. So Jordy's going to be on top of 3rd place, but top 2 now is just a little bit away from him now already.
Has completely changed. What the fuck?
Top 3 just completely flipped in the flick of an eye. That is so bizarre. Really unlucky that all 3 of the players from GBR just all died at around the same time. It was a really good timing for France there to just make their move. However, Jordy's not too far behind Mini. He can still at least, you know, minimize this damage here. If he can at least
there's an orb.
Spada gets an orb.
We see Revy has a 5th place mask here, so Revy has the dodge.
Again.
It doesn't look like Tatane's got anything to dodge this. He's probably gonna die here.
Alright, Revy dodges here. We'll see if Jordy gets taken out.
Jordy's gonna get hit, but it does look like Tatane's gonna die here, so maybe it can.
The thing is, it looks like only 1st place got hit by that, so that's probably the worst spot you want to be hit of a top 3, because that's the one that was furthest away. Looks like Tatane is going to be caught up to by Revy here, but we'll see what he can do with this. He does have triple bombs, which is really good for him here.
Take him out easily.
Misses the first one, gets the second, but loses fire. Gets the combo though.
He's just gonna get the combo, so his team's gonna be able to get there a little bit quicker. Hopefully, A Shadow comes up, not gonna do anything. Tatane's got a mask though, so he's not gonna drop too many spots here. As Neko's also found his way back up into 6.
Yeah, I think the top 2 is pretty much a given here.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no way of coming back here. But I feel like overall...
A Shadow hits a Nitro. This is going to be a big
and he gets a 4th place mask. What the
fuck? Yeah. Looks like he's not using it to let Neko pass, but he does use it now. He does actually start going tight here, so we're going to be seeing those positions secured as well. Looks like we're seeing first, 2nd, 4th, 5th for France here, with 3rd, 6th, 7th, 8th for Great Britain Island. So we saw the first 2 races be really close with some small wins for Great Britain Island, and we actually saw France with the massive clapback here, with, as Bro said, a plus 15.
This is a plus 15. Plus 15. I really didn't expect this. I feel as though UK should have had the advantage there, and we've also seen a really good start from Team UK. Like, they had a top 3 early on, but the very first orb that France has just completely broke top 3 apart and flipped the race around, and France managed to capitalize on that. And they clawed back and took out a huge win here.
It wasn't even just
really
that.
Well played, though.
We actually did see that before the orb, Shadow did get hit a trap or something, because he actually went from 1st. Yeah, he dropped right down as well. So we did see a couple of mistakes after lap 1. But as you said, Great Britain Island had the fantastic start. It's just really unfortunate for them that France played really well and managed to bring it back. So as we said, that was like top 3 position changes world record. So.
Huge play there by France to be able to turn that around.
Alright, so we do see it's
outside station coming up though.
64 for France to 53 for Great Britain Island, so it's 11-point difference now in France's favour. So not the hugest difference, but this is what we saw in the first set, where it started off with 1 big win and France snowballed it. So we'll see whether France will keep up the momentum here, or we're going to see Great Britain Island claw their way back here.
This is far from danger zone though. 11-point lead is more than manageable to make back up.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, we do have outside station coming up here. It's gonna be, I don't know with this track.
This is another track that I want to give the favour to Great Britain Island to. Not even by that much, but I feel like I would give a slight advantage to them.
I would give the advantage to UK there, definitely, because I feel like Revy and especially Jordy, who recently got the world record in time trials by quite a big of a margin. I think he beat the old world record by like a second or something. And I feel as though Jordy and Revy are definitely faster on this track.
My worry with that is
the French team. But I feel like if they get taken out early on, then it's probably gonna be difficult.
And that's why
the way I feel about this track, you either want to be the first guy to the pad or the last guy. You don't want to be anywhere.
We'll see how it goes here.
Off the wall here, and he's going to be able to get a nice play there on Jordy, and Firekeeper's going to have quite a sizable lead too.
Sparta actually gets the takedown on Titane there with a missile there. So yeah, we are seeing the Firekeeper breakaway here. Looks like Sparta, Shadow, and Revy are not too far behind. Looks like Revy going for the triple bombs here to take out the French team. Titane does get taken out there. Looks like so does Sparta from Firekeeper here.
Oh, and we see a team kill. Did Shadow just...
I think that was just some really good back bombs.
Yeah, because he also
got both Shadow and Sparta with it. So doesn't shake up the positions, but it's gonna get them a little bit closer to their buddies.
Oh, Revy!
The Nitro.
Out there.
Revy.
Yeah, he's not gonna have fire for one of that.
Yeah, Revy having no fire here, we'll see what he can do, but he just gets comboed here, so he really just falls to 8th here and has to try and roll something better. We do see that it's looking like it's 1st, 4th, 5th, and 6th here for France.
And
to take the Nitro. It's not looking good here for Team UK.
It's really Shadow versus the world.
You either want to be the first guy or the last guy to the pad.
Yeah,
and Shadow gets taken out.
This might snowball really quickly.
Oh, but we see Revy has an orb here, so as much as Shadow got taken out, and we do see top 4, so it's looking like they can throw this once top 4 pass pad potentially. Especially with how far behind 3 of them have fallen, and Jordy dies too. Interesting choice to throw the orb now before they cross blue fire. Because we see that Mini just falls off here and is able to get fire back quite quickly, so... And looks like Firekeeper dodges as well, so the orb didn't really have that great of an effect, so a bit of an unfortunate timing there for them.
Yeah. Or if you want to shoot that after they land, because, you know, before they could stop and wait, but now... None of them had dodges, they were just able to get fire again and back up.
However, we see Mini hit something. Alright, so
probably lose some spots
here. Sparta takes him out with a bomb here, so it looks like Jordy gets the pass as well. Shadow's gonna come up here. It looks like he gets the pass, and then Revy barely misses the mask hit on him actually.
Octane's also not got too much of a gap here over 4th and 5th. His top 3 is definitely not secured. However, I would say that top 2 is a pretty good lock-in at the moment.
Yeah, as Gama said, Sparta does have infinite and a shield here. He did have double, but it got taken out. So he can do his best to try and catch up to Titane, but Titane does have very fierce lines here.
Shields, why not?
Yeah. 8th Orion tech here in this World Cup match.
Sparta's just got to be going as fast as possible right now. It doesn't matter if he takes some backspin, you just got to get
but there's an orb.
Get that guy in 3rd.
So this orb's
going to come out and it's going to take the guy in 3rd anyway.
It looks like it dodges Revy, hits Jordy, dodges Sparta of course, hits Titane there, so Sparta with another shield here. Looks like it dodges, Neko dodges with his own dodge here. We'll see what Firekeeper does. Does get hit, but they're so far ahead that shouldn't matter at all. As they just quickly recover here. So yeah, looks like top 2 weren't affected, but that was really good for taking out Titane specifically. So it looks like...
Fortunately, Jordy did die too, so he doesn't have fire. So it looks like UK's going to lock in 3-4 here, but...
Yeah, but Titane hits the red beaker.
It's going to be a real fight here for these bottom spots.
Yeah, it looks like Jordy got taken out as well, so Jordy's fallen back down into 7th with Titane there. And it looks like Titane has the mask here if they get the mask hit off, but Jordy gets his own mask, so bottom 2 really having a fight for it here. If one of them gets hit right after pad, this could be disastrous.
I would much rather be in Tate's position right now.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Behind him.
And looks like Shadow's there as well. So it looks like Shadow got taken out.
This is a rip.
This is looking like it could be another +11 here if Jordy's not able to fight off Tate, which he probably is not going to be able to.
Well, Titane missed the item crate because Jordy took it here, and Jordy gets a shield, but the problem is that Titane has a really good shot at a mask here, given he's in 7th. He gets an orb instead.
An orb!
that could actually...
Orb comes out, but I mean...
You can just use the orb,
Oh no, Jordy takes the shield off, though, because of Mini dying.
No, he gets another one, he gets another one.
I mean, I don't know, Tate's got to shoot this right here. His teammates are already going to finish, so it doesn't really matter. It's really just going to come down to if Jordy can hold off the spot here and keep this to only a +7 for France. Really intense battle. Let's see if... Nope, only a missile. Not going to be able to do anything.
Oh, and Titane gets taken out by the Tight Nitro there, so Jordy is going to be able to secure that spot.
Tight Nitro. Maybe a Shadow has
No,
a chance
Shadow's not going to be able to catch up.
Probably not. Unless Taten gets some more backspin, but he's going to just take a mask and take a 7th. Jordy's able to hold off his 5th place there, but still, it's going to be +7 here for France at they go to an 18-point lead at the half. Firekeeper winning 3 out of these 4 races. Really big right now, putting France on his back. See if he can keep that energy up going into the second half here. As if you want to talk about chaos, we've got some very chaotic tracks coming up here. And probably nothing more chaotic than good old Tiny Temple.
Oh, for sure. We do see 87 to 69 here, France's way. 18-point difference here halfway through this second set. So if France can get just a couple more wins, they will secure the overall match with 2 set points here. So
to be fair, this match is looking better than last match. So I feel like UK is still easily within the comeback range. We've got some interesting tracks coming up, and I feel like overall UK is probably in favor on those tracks, if I may add. So I feel like, especially on Deep Sea Driving, for example, I know it's been picked by Team France, but I feel like Team UK might have probably have the advantage there. Especially because I know, for example, Jordi really likes the track, so yeah.
Was a really good play there at the start of Oxide Station. Tatane recognized that both Firekeeper and Jordi were going relatively quick, so he goes off the wall a little bit, waits for Jordi to come by and takes him out with the missile, and it allows Firekeeper to just get away with a really good lead. Huge props there for Tatane for being able to pretty much secure first on the first turn of that race. Tiny Temple coming up here. Well, always scary, this track.
For sure.
There's nothing more fearful than just driving around this track, because it is a pretty simple track, but you know that the smallest mistake just lead to the biggest of consequences here.
Exactly.
Just keeping in line with your team, knowing what side the fire is gonna be on, just holding your blue fire. Being quick here doesn't net much benefits. You just want to be consistent.
Who's gonna get lap 1 blue fire?
Yeah, is anyone gonna go for it? I don't think anyone will go for it here. No, we don't see anyone go.
Does look like Revy goes down. A Shadow with the lead.
Someone with the early mask. Jordi gets the early mask. Takes out like everyone here. Looks like Mini goes for the missile on Sparta. Yeah, Mini gets the missile on Sparta.
The missile for Jordi, so it looks like Jordi's going to be able to break away here and get this early first place, which is absolutely huge on this track.
Unfortunate for Titan, they tried to shield Revy, but it didn't actually count because it was a frame 1 shield. So unfortunate for them, but they do manage to get up into 4th with those precious iframes here. Neko getting taken out on the shortcut by a beaker. Looks like Titan has some bombs here, gets a really nice hit onto Revy. They're unjuiced. We'll see if they can make short work of Shadow here, who's right behind them, especially since they're at the pad now. Sparta getting just absolutely comboed on that pad there.
Yeah.
Mini
Nice.
Can they ankle bite Shadow?
And Sparta's in a good position right now, being the last guy over the pad. He doesn't have to worry about anyone
Titan gets a hit.
For good measure.
And Titan got the hit on Jordi there.
Unfortunately. So he is going
on Sparta.
To have to probably fall into 8th here.
Yeah.
Sparta just wants to hold this orb. He's got 2, 3, 4 here right in front of him that are all on the other team.
All he needs is Jordi to get a shield here.
Just hoping that Jordi can get a shield, or he wants to get him after the pad, maybe? No, it looks like Jordi's still trying to find a shield, which is unfortunate.
You should use the orbs
here for a while.
The longer he waits, the higher the chance that 2-3 get shields here. Oh, he gets him with the fire! Gets him with the fire! So now...
That was a
nice squish.
Play.
Yes, the 3rd place orb.
Oh, and it looks like that... Yeah, Titan has a shield now, so... Looks like that's not going to matter, but looks like Jordi got taken out there, so if he's dead, yeah, they throw the orb as retaliation. If Jordi can take out the shield, which he doesn't, that's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, it's unlucky.
And Titan is dodging
here because of it, but does look like it might come down to Jordi versus Mini here on the pad. It looks like they're gonna meet right before they get there.
Yeah, and we actually see that looks like Sparta and Revy have a dodge for this orb coming up. It takes Neko out here. It looks like Firekeeper dodges.
Tatane has no shield.
Jordi waits.
Sparta could very well take 1st place here.
Actually, I think Tate's gonna make it.
He won't take first, but top 3 should be safe now.
Yeah, he's way too far.
Oh, he loses his shield though. That's pretty dangerous, especially if he gets hit in a bad spot here. But he should be fine if he plays safe. Looks like we're seeing first place secured by France
a lot of
here.
Impact battles here. Looks like both Jordy and Mini don't have fire. But so it looks like it's gonna be 2, 3, 5, 7 here for UK. Unless Jordy's able to do something with Mini here.
We'll see if we see any position swaps in this last 8 seconds. Not looking too likely, but we'll see.
No, I think these spots are just going to hold as they are here. It's going to be a 1-point win for UK.
Alright, so we're seeing, looks like 1st, 4th, 6th, 8th for France, and then 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 7th for Great Britain Island here. So yeah, like Bro said, pretty small win there.
It's very unlucky. Jordy, I think, went 3-4 laps without getting a shield at first. If he pulls one even just a moment earlier, Sparta's able to use that orb and probably kill Tate, so Tate wouldn't be able to get that win. But, you know, sometimes this game can be very close with how items are dealt.
Yeah, for sure.
However, UK still finds a way to get a +1 there, which is better than losing.
Yeah, this match is certainly closer than the last one. It is still decently in France's favour. We are seeing a 17-point difference here, 106 to 89 in France's way. However, if we do see a single good match by Great Britain Island, if they get one top 4, it's immediately back in their favour. So much of the contrast to this point last time, where Great Britain Island needed 3 top 4s, they only need 1 overall. So much better odds for them in this second set, and we are going into.
They don't even need a top 4 necessarily. Like they can get 6 points on average. Oh, of course that's not possible, but if they get 7 points 3 times, then they would basically made it.
We do have Coco Park coming up next, though. Another Pulsewood track.
And last Pulsewood track we saw, Great Britain Island actually won by 7. So we'll see whether they can win again on the next Pulsewood track here, as we are going into Coco Park.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. A lot of different strategy you can play out here at the start. Since it takes so long until you get to, like, the TT line fire pad that's at the end of the lap.
Yeah.
You have a lot of different strategies that you can do. You can take some wide fire, you can go backwards to Wumpa, try to pull an engine or a mask, or just try to be a little bit of an ankle biter and just try to get some missiles on your other team. See if you can get some kills here. Very battle oriented.
Get hit.
I feel like TT doesn't really matter as much since the track is so open though. It's really difficult to defend yourself against like a mask or a missile or something. So it's gonna be interesting to see here. Items are gonna matter a lot. We roll off the grid. Will we see anyone go backwards for the Wumpa? It doesn't look like it. Everyone's just gonna go forwards here. Tate gets a bomb. Find anyone with it.
Oh yeah, 7th place mask. Sparta with a strong mask. He can take out everyone.
Oh, he actually team kills Shadow.
He goes to right, but I mean, sacrificing Shadow here.
The fire, so he's gonna have to take a fire. He's gonna be able to do anything about it. Not with a 4th place TNT, unfortunately. So he's gonna
get the missile. Does get the missile. Is he gonna take out Sparta here?
Gonna get a kill here, and Sparta's gonna go down. It does look like Mini's coming up with a mask. Not gonna be able to get anybody with this though. Missile coming out here again. It's gonna take out Jordy, but it's gonna trade here. So it looks like Revy's gonna have a little bit of a breakaway, as everybody else loses fire behind him.
He has a breakaway. He also has an early shield here. We do see that looks like Mini is in second here.
Yeah. He's gonna go for the pulse win.
Alright.
He's gonna hold on to it for a moment here. Probably wants to chain it into last set.
Yeah. Let's see what he goes. It looks like Neko's pulse winning as well.
Gonna go for the pulse win here. Neko's going for the swid as well.
Oh, and a back missile here.
Let's go.
Missile's chasing him. He's got
no, he actually lost all his speed. Yeah, he's gonna die to this missile now.
He's gonna die here. Yeah, unlucky, but he does have the Wumpa right in front of him, so he's gonna go for a second shot here. Very important to be able to hit that off-road there, or else you're going to lose your speed if you're holding the engine and you get a little bit of air time.
So he's gonna be going for it again here soon. And there's an orb coming out by a Shadow here. It does take out Jordy, I think, and it takes out, it looks like, every single member of the France team aside from one. Oh, but Revy loses his shield last second. It shouldn't matter.
Though?
But it could matter in the long game because of Pulsewood here. We'll definitely see, but we do see...
He got the bomb on top.
Yeah, Titan gets taken out there.
It's gonna be close
and he can't get
here.
fire back because the pad was just completely trapped. So he's actually stuck without fire.
Interesting.
Random bomb came out of nowhere, almost obliterated Revy.
Yeah, looks like we're seeing top 3 pretty comfortable at the moment. So we're seeing Revy's looking pretty comfortable to secure this first place here alongside the next two for France here.
Not going to shake up here. Let's see if France can do anything, or the UK can do anything to take out anyone. It does look like they're going to get Firekeeper, so he's going to be in the back. However, I don't think they're going to be able to make any other plays here. So this is looking like a 1-5-6-7, which would be a -1 here for UK, +1 for France, as the lead goes back to another big lead here with just 2 tracks to go now.
Yeah, quite a back and forth race there. We did see a few swids there, but we didn't actually see many impactful ones. I think Neko's actually didn't get too far, and as we saw, Sparta actually lost all his speed and got taken out by a missile that was a back missile actually.
Yeah, that back missile that chased him for a while. That talks about just how open Coco Park is. You can have a missile chase you for like 30 seconds there and it'll kill you still.
So yeah, overall a really tight race. As Bro said, it was looks like 2-3-4-8 for France, 1-5-6-7 for UK, which is a 1-point win for France. So as he said, we're seeing again a similar diff to before. So getting a bit harder for Great Britain Island to come back, but even so, if they just get 2 pretty decent races, they can still bring this back. Alright, so here we are, 126 to 108 here. And looks like we're going into... we've got a second Engine Labs pick here. But it looks like the pick was actually meant to be Sewer Speedway.
Ooh, Sewer Speedway, okay.
So that was
because they already picked Engine Labs, okay.
Oh, well. we have a little bit of an outdated draft, I think. But that's okay. We'll just disregard that. So just put down that Sewer Speedway right there.
Yeah, they just had a slight mispick there, but...
not sure about Sewer Speedway. Oh boy.
It was a French pick is an important note, I feel.
Yeah.
Like... It's one of those tracks that I don't really know how well many teams do on this.
It's not even a French pick, it's a UK pick.
You just don't want to fail this shortcut. No matter what spot you're in, no matter how fucking good you are at this game, you will always fail this shortcut if you're not careful with what you're doing.
Yeah.
This fucking shortcut has ended so many careers.
Everyone from the Reddit people to the fucking best people in this game. This shortcut just sucks.
Not even just the Redditors, like even the top players regularly fail the shortcut.
Everyone fails this shortcut sometimes. Let's see here.
Sparta goes underneath and gets a mask here. He could take out a few French players here. Does think he missed Titan there, and he missed Neko. That's so unfortunate. Is he going to be able to get him? No, that was that.
Oh, he was just swerving too much around.
He could have gifted top 2 there, and he hits a beaker instead. That's so unfortunate, but he can ankle bite here if he manages to get someone, but his missile locks onto the wrong person because he shot it a little too early here. Gets another mask for his troubles though. Is he going to be able to use this one to take them out there? He doesn't have fire though, so we'll see if he can catch up in time. We see fire in first place here. We'll see whether...
These spots are still very tight. No one's broken away here at all.
Revy gets taken out.
Gonna get the bomb here on Revy, and it's gonna be top 2 now. Top 3, no, top 4.
Top 4.
For France. Where did that just come from? Oh my goodness.
Titan gets squished by the barrel.
Though, so he's gonna lose the top 4, but this is still huge here for France. If they're just able to even get a very small win here, they're going to be able to secure this.
Sparta hits the trapped crate while in 4th there. We see Titan masking all the way up and takes Revy out, so they've actually gotten a really secured top 4 at the moment. So we do see that Titan is the only one that's vulnerable, but he's just going for the ankle bite here because I think he recognizes that if they win this race, they win overall.
Yeah, no, and look at how far away top 3 is. Titan is just 1v4ing all of UK, and there's nothing that UK is able to do about it.
Well, we do see that Sparta has a mask.
Natana is becoming a 1v9 war machine.
Well, yeah, he doesn't even. It doesn't even matter if he dies. If he can just slow them up, like
even if he gets 8, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he dodges the mask here, but loses fire. But yeah, like we said, he does get taken out. But at this point, he's done his job, and him being an 8th at this point is actually better because now that his team has a breakaway, him sitting in 8th means it's just that much harder for UK to get a power item, which is what they need to break up that top 3.
You know what France is thinking right now? Do not fail that fucking shortcut.
Yep.
Or else this could just turn around instantly. As it looks like Jordy has just failed the shortcut as it does that.
And Shadow hits a beaker and then gets taken out here. And looks like Revy is going to get taken out, or does dodge the hit though, but didn't have fire there. So we see that Sparta's the only one even remotely close to top 3, and he's not even close. So this is looking really rough for Great Britain here. If they can't do something here, they're going to be losing this, losing quarterfinals overall by this race.
This might be UK's last competitive lap here in this cup. As they would be too far away to be able to make a difference here in this next race, which would be deep sea driving. But it's looking like the top 3 here for France. France is going to be moving on to the next round, but we still have one last race left to play.
I don't know about France. They must have been powered up themselves by eating some baguette and merguez, but they've just been playing amazing today.
Oh, for sure.
There's just no other way to describe it. They've just been going kind of insane.
Yeah, absolutely insane team play we saw by France there. They really worked together so well as a team there, and I think you even saw just a bit of a stark difference there between the form that they were in compared to Great Britain Island. Just like looking at the masking at the start there, we did see Sparta try it and did miss his mask hits there, and then not long after, I believe we saw Titan with his own mask just taking out like 2 or 3 people there on a bit of a later lap. So we just saw some really strong item play in particular, and just team play from France in general. And Firekeeper getting another first.
Yeah, to be fair, I probably enjoyed watching the second half more though, because races have been much more exciting and many of the races have been much closer, instead of just, top 4, almost top 4 and then top 4 again. It's like nobody wants to see a one-sided stomp. But,
for sure.
I feel like the second half has been a lot better for Team UK, but obviously Team France is very strong this year, and even though they've been pretty low in the seeding phase, they've really got all out in the group stage and here in the quarterfinals. So I think their win is definitely more than deserved.
France, it's scary to play against right now. I would not want to go up against them. They look like they're just got really strong team synergy right now. Like the way that they've been playing at the start of these races. When things go good, they hold on to their lead, and when things go bad, they don't give up. And it's showing off here with Firekeeper getting his 4th win of the war on that sewer speedway. Could he get the 5 bomb in 5 out of 8 races, able to get first place? Interesting to watch here for this deep sea driving. If they are playing it, actually, I don't know if they are.
They are letting into it.
Okay, they are already.
So obviously we won't be seeing the tiebreaker set of 4. So these last 4 tracks in the draft, Boogie, Co, Slide, Koala. So a very SWID heavy tiebreaker that would have been. Not going to be played out, but we are seeing Deep Sea. So I love this track, but from what I've heard, I'm not in the majority here. But we'll see how this one goes for everyone.
DSD is cool.
It's a scary. It would have been a scary match to play for a tiebreaker because it's very easy to fuck up on this track, especially in the team section. So you always want to just be careful. I think that DSD, the track's your biggest enemy here.
Yeah, we see, and Sparta just shows that he did go for a different line there to not get hit, and he lost fire. I'm probably not used to the line he took there, so he's falling behind Geordie and Firekeeper getting taken out there. So Mini actually takes the lead here with Revy right behind them. So we're seeing top 2 with the early break here, as I think they're the only 2 with fire, I think, fast fire at least. Alright, so we see Sparta coming up into 3rd place here with Geordie not too far behind. So we're seeing Great Britain Island have the middle spots at the moment, but we see the 1st and 2nd place already have a decent break here. However, given the fast fire here, one hit could spell doom for top 2 here. So it looks like we see Shadow getting taken out on the islands here, so Shadow's actually going to be falling down into 8th place here, unless he can get the ankle bite off onto the bottom 2 French players. Looking like he's not, he's just being passed up by Neko there. Firekeep going to be advancing in here. We do see not too much happening from our POVs, we just see Revy going fast to try and catch up to a Mini in 1st place here, with Sparta kind of taking mid-lines here to just hold his spot, but he gets career-ended. That's so unfortunate for him. So he's actually been taken out here.
Horrible.
See, unfortunately for Sparta, wasn't too sure of the blade cycles, but we do see that Mini got taken out by either a trap or a blade. So that means that Revy has actually come up into 1st place here with quite a convincing lead. If Revy can get a shield, then he's going to be completely set to get this 1st place. Even if he doesn't, he's looking comfortable to stay top 2. We do see...
interesting to note with Revy here, I want you guys to look at this. When he goes into the tube, he actually switches to close cam. I think it just gives him a better angle for like seeing the blades and whatnot. You can see it here again as he goes back to the
Dynamic cam is meta.
Yeah, I think you're able to see like where the blades are a lot sooner.
Yeah, it helps with the double blades in particular.
Yeah.
And so we actually see Sparta's coming up onto Mini here, does get the takedown there. Oh, but the clock retaliation here by France. That actually takes Sparta out in a horrible spot as Titan masks all the way up into 2nd place there. Sparta getting taken out by another blade. Is he going to put the shield on soon? No, he actually can't make the jump there. So we see an orb thrown. But I didn't see who by.
Also dies right on the pad as well. So he's also going to get hit by the orb anyway. It's actually going to be pretty close here.
Yeah, Sparta.
Mid spots.
Sparta actually comes back up into 3rd. Yeah. Probably not going to be able to catch Titan unless they hit something here, but we'll see if he can get something like a bomb to try and take out Fire in 4th place here to help his team, because we do see Shadow and Geordie are bottom 2 right now. Alright, we'll see if he can get anything. A back bomb coming out from both 2 and 3, but both of them miss here.
Gonna be 2, 4, 5, 6 for France. A +1 to wrap the score up.
Yeah.
And they're gonna win it by 30.
Yep. Yeah, GG's to France. They've been playing amazing today.
Oh, for sure. That was a really fantastic showing. I'm really curious what took out Mini there, because Mini had a really good first there, just being tailed by Revy, but I wonder if they just got pressured because Revy was on top of them, and so they went tight and hit a blade maybe, because Revy was quite close, taking pretty good lines there, so I didn't quite see, but as we saw, it just minimized the point difference. Since
I am 50% French, I'm obviously proud of my boys, except I'm not 50% French, it's probably like 10%, but who fucking cares?
That's good enough, good enough.
Yeah. 10, 50, they're like the same number.
So we see the 2nd set also won by France here, 171 to 141, so 2 pretty good wins, especially the first match, by France here, securing their spot in semi-finals now, so a great effort by Great Britain Island to make it all the way to quarterfinals here. Doing a fantastic job, but unfortunately, they just weren't enough to be able to beat out France here, who just played exceptionally here. So
this means France is gonna advance to semi-finals.
So yeah, we still have the other 3 matches. This is the first match of the quarterfinals to be played here. So we still have Saudi versus Italy, Finland versus Colombia, and then Mexico versus Japan as our last matches for
those matches are going to be interesting to watch. Saudi Arabia, they've been the #1 overall seed. They've probably been the strongest team so far in World Cup, going up against Italy, who have somehow, some way found a way to escape their group stage, and you know they're here and they're Italy. They're still dangerous. That'll be a fun one to watch. Finland this year has been such a strong team. They they're just really well-rounded with the guys they got there. And Colombia, man, and I'm still sad that we lost against them. I'm not gonna lie, but they've got a lot of heart, man. I don't know. I don't know how they did it, but they're still here. They're still pulling strong. And then Mexico, Japan. That's probably a match that's gonna be interesting to watch. I don't think either of those teams have ever played against each other before. Japan and kind of got their own community. They don't really hang out too much in the comp hub. So it's going to be interesting to see that match play out because of just kind of like the mystery that Japan brings against Team Mexico, who, by the way, Team Mexico is going to be my pick to win this World Cup. I think that they've been playing very strong together.
For sure.
They're probably the best team right now. So, some exciting matches to watch. I'm gonna head out though.
Yeah, for sure.
Was good coming to at least commentate the second half. And I'll catch you guys later, man.
Of course.
Have a good night.
You too. So yeah, as we've said, there's not too much more to talk about for this one, so we will be ending stream. As we said, stay tuned for the next few matches of this quarterfinals. As you can see, none of them have been announced yet for what time they're going to be played, but likely going to be played over this weekend. So keep your eyes peeled on our Twitter, in the Discord, to try and see if you've got to get an update on when they're being played here. Just the links in the chat here if you want to join the Discord, follow the Twitter. But for now, we'll be signing off. So thank you to everyone who watched, and especially thank you to people who put up with my solo commentary to start. but yeah, we'll be ending, and we'll see you guys for the next match. So thank you, everyone.
Yep. Stay tuned and be excited for the next match.
For sure.